words of advice for an officer or any first responder about how they could do some self-care in this process, what are some things that just not even just a new officer, but any officer can kind of just keep in mind like that and have in the toolbox that you would recommend?
Well, I think that there's a gamut of it, and really it's not waiting until symptoms show up. It's staying close to your passions and your creativity. It's being very self-aware as to, what are you ruminating on? What are you thinking about? What kind of things are haunting you, and addressing those before they become big issues. We talk a lot about, we teach people, Dr. Nicholas and I are doing an in-service training right now where we're really trying to allow people to understand that maintaining your close relationships, understanding the hypervigilant roller coaster that, when you go home, how do you get yourself out of that, which has a ton to do with exercise and really burning off the cortisol, the adrenaline, all the things that happened while you were on shift so that you can go home and be present. So there's a laundry list of things that people can do, but it really starts with awareness, and that's where I would say, because you got to know yourself to understand when you're going through some stuff and how to get out of it.
Well, so you mentioned exercise, and I wasn't going to let you get out of here today until we talked exercise, because your exercise journey is one that's just really interesting to me in that, I think it was Golden Gloves and University of Nevada, national champion in boxing, and then, trained extensively in jujitsu. How did those things help or hurt you while you went through your struggles?
So I would say hurt first, because it helped way more than it hurt. But I would say the way that it hurt me first was, I thought when this stuff hit me that I could will myself through anything. And then, we go into that mental toughness, are you mentally weak? If these things bother you, are you weak? And so I was telling myself exactly that: you are weak, like, get it together. What is your problem? All of those things. And then having this comparison thing where I'm like, okay, I can train to fight people that are training to fight me and be successful and become a champion and things like that. Why can't I get myself together right now? Because I would really pride myself on that. So I had to get over myself to kind of figure out the right way to help myself. And it's really through all the things that we're talking about. That's really the only way out. And people, it's interesting to kind of push that. And a lot of people can't do it by themselves. You know what I mean? You need to ask for help. You need to be, we're good at helping people, but we're terrible at allowing other people to help us in this first responder profession. And so that's really, that's how it hindered me as far as helping me. It's anxiety, because you got to imagine you're being triggered into fight or flight constantly when you have PTSD, right? There's triggers, there's all these things that pop up that send your amygdala, your hippocampus, and your limbic brain to say that you're in danger. So even when there's not danger around, you're constantly thinking you're in danger. It feels like you're in danger. These chemicals that are released during the fight or flight process, the adrenaline, the cortisol, all that stuff will sit in your body. The way it was explained to me, which is better than any doctor could explain, it's like, okay, you're getting jet fuel because it's made to make you run or fight or whatever it is, and then you let it sit there and bog down, and it turns into diesel fuel. So you can imagine the processes in your brain. It slows everything down. You get sad, you get lethargic, you get depressed. And so a lot of this has to do with the chemical imbalances that are happening from all these chemicals that are released. You got to imagine, Ethan, this stuff is happening several times a minute, several times an hour, and over a day's time, it can be exhausting. And then you multiply that by months, and that's what these people are kind of dealing with. And so the only way to burn it out is to do something physical. you got to get out and be physical. And so my best friend became the treadmill at that particular time. And it was the only time that I could sit back and be like, okay, I feel okay. And it's small windows, 20 minutes. Okay. I'm not ruminating. I'm not in my own head. Um, you feel it come back on, and again, that awareness, be like, okay, I need to go get on the treadmill. That was a huge thing for me to get through. It was either boxing, jiu-jitsu is great because it's an amazing community of people that suffer together and try to choke each other. And but then by the time you're done, it was like, that was freaking amazing, we suffer together. And there's a huge community around that is so important to this too. So you get the exercise and you get the community through that.